Thursday, August 24th, 2020, no, 22nd, 2024, August 22nd, 2024. Last night was the third night of the Democratic National Convention. I couldn't watch it last night. I had plans. I did uh, catch Tim Walz's speech last night, but then I watched the whole thing this morning, and the theme was freedom, which I love that they carefully everyone defined what that means. That the Republicans don't have a copyright on that word, and the way that they use it is actually incorrect. But I don't understand how dead you would have to be inside to have a cynical view of what is going on at the Democratic National Convention, and the things that they're talking about, and the America that they're discussing. I don't understand where you could come from that you are looking for something other than what they're expressing. It's just everything is so hopeful and inclusive and joyful, and the other side just bases everything in fear. And I love how everyone is sort of taking apart that tactic, like that's the easy way, that's the small way. I love that they keep describing him and the Republicans as small. I think that's great. But you know, um, I even just thinking about Gus Waltz, and I want to burst into tears. Um, and that's the thing that the Waltz kids, the Emhoff kids, the way that they um, look to their parents, and the way that they talk about them, and the love that they feel and that they express. Um, I mean, that alone. And you look at the litmus test, on the other side, and those Trump kids are just awful. Um, like if you just look at how those kids feel about their parent, I mean, that should be enough. If you're a feeling, thinking person. But the biggest problem is we're dealing with a side of the electorate that really aren't empathetic. It is what's for me attitude. But what Tim Walz is talking about, what Pete Buttigieg is talking about, what even Oprah, like what they're all talking about, is this version of America that is great, where everyone helps each other. Um, and if these people on the other side have this idea about making America great again, and they're thinking about this sort of idealized 1950s sitcom situation, that is what the Democrats are talking about. That's America that they're saying is possible and is joyful. I think the problem is the neighbors just don't look like or necessarily worship like the other side wants them all to. And I've said this a million times. It all just comes down to bigotry. Um, that's what they have, and we have everything else. um, so you know, I understand that there may be a part of the electorate in sort of Southern independence or questioning Democrats that would be attracted to what Bill Clinton has to say. But if we're talking about sort of a female empowerment um, convention, which is a lot of what they have been talking about, and inclusion, I don't really feel that Bill Clinton is the best representation on that stage when there's so many. I mean, damn, we're showing what a deep bench the Democrats have. And the Republicans, their bench is mostly MAGA now. So that's just sort of sets things up interestingly for the next sort of decade, if we can get through the sort of vice grip hold that Trump and MAGA has on so much of the electorate. It seems to be waning. We'll see in November, but you know, I I get why Bill is there, but I feel like I think that's probably the last time we need to trot him out. Um, I did like his joke that he's still younger than Trump. um, and Oprah was interesting. I get what she brings in. I did not know she was a registered independent. I don't really. I'm not in favor of the independent. Like, especially when we don't let independents participate in the primary process. Um, I do feel like Alaska has an interesting um, uh, voting process where it's their open primaries and their ranked choice. So everybody gets to vote for all the candidates, and then the top candidates get become the race, which I think is probably more democratic than anything that we're doing right now. Um, sort of divvying up the two sides. But anyway, um, and Oprah wore purple. Purple has been a big theme this week, which is lovely. But it, you know, I don't know if independents and undecideds are getting will be moved by Oprah. I don't know. I'm not a political strategist, and I don't believe most of the political strategists really know what the electorate wants anyway. Um, because it'll be telling after the fact. Polls and predictors have not done us well for the last decade. So uh, overall, again, it didn't have the same kind of rock star feeling that Wednesday night had. No, Tuesday night had. Um, but it, it is one after another of just these phenomenal messages to people. I hope they're getting to the right viewers. Apparently, the ratings are much higher than they were for the RNC. Uh, Trump went on Fox and Friends this morning, apparently, and went on a rant. Like, it looks like they're having a party. Uh, that's what it's supposed to be. It's called the Democratic Party, by the way. um, anyway, um, so Wes Moore. Oh my God! I forgot about him. Freaking phenomenal. Um, and God bless Hakeem Jeffries. That uh, I can't wait for him to be Speaker of the House. Just like effortless and joyful, um, and his joke about Trump being the ex boyfriend that we broke up with, and he just keeps circling the block. Um, and uh, that was genius. We broke up with you, bro. Um, we sure did. We didn't though. And try to tell that to the media. The media is like, the meddling aunt or grandmother who's like, what happened to that nice boy? Why don't you give him another chance? He had money, but he doesn't have any money. Anyway, so yeah, this is a rambling kind of mess because I'm oddly emotional about the whole thing, um, and I think I you know it, I'm not kidding when you look at the kids and the way that they feel about their parent, and you're talking about with Walls's kids, uh, kind of awkward teenagers, and Emhoff's kids are adults, but man, the relationship they have together is so sweet and so endearing, and is the kind of thing I would hope people would aspire to. I know they call their dad Doug, but I think that's cute. We've called our parents by their first name, endearingly, or their first nicknames, really, um, since we were in high school. Um, uh, but um, yeah, I the kids aren't creepy, and I just feel like that's a good indicator of what kind of people they are. That they so clearly care about their children and their futures. Of course, they're going to care about everyone else's. Um, even uh, and as Oprah said, um, even if there are no children, we'll save the cat too. I'm not a really big fan of cats. I have a dog. Uh, but yeah. So I'm looking forward tonight. I hope I'm out of tears because that just was really emotional last night.